Anytime.
Good morning. How's everybody doing? I can't hear Shayna.
You can't hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah. All right. Well, it's Christmas. What do you call it after the day after Christmas?
Christmas Day.
Christmas
We call it
day after. We're here. Who's working today?
It's the second Black Friday. It's the second Black Friday of the year. I'm working.
I'm working.
I'm working.
Anybody it's weird because it was on Wednesday. Like, so if you take off, you got to take off Thursday and Friday. So might as well just work.
Yeah. I took off Monday and Wednesday because I'm weird. But if you didn't notice.
It's like everybody else is sleeping in, though. We haven't had anybody say good morning yet.
We have a fourth on here today. And that must be Austin. Austin Shadowen. Here
Hello,
with his
good morning.
To present Mom, my office manager.
Say not his mom.
Shayna is his mom, but he's going to introduce his mom, my office manager. So drop us a comment if you're watching. This is kind of weird. We don't have any good mornings or anything. Merry Christmas. Let us know that you're watching. Jenny's watching. Well, there it goes. Wow, Jenny's watching all over the place. So, how was your guys' Christmas?
So good. It was so good.
What's the tradition? What's the tradition for Christmas?
At the Seeley house, it starts with Christmas Eve. We have, love it. Somebody's watching me. Who is that?
Shayna.
You know, it could be anyone. It could be anyone from my office help. So we started this tradition with our old church of having Holy Supper, and it's kind of an Eastern European tradition, but you have 12 dishes to represent the apostles, and it's all fasting foods because the feast hasn't happened yet. So there's like nothing with meat or dairy. But we have like, I made, you guys would call them pierogies, but we call them varenica in our family. we always called them varenika. There's like a debate among Ukrainian people about whether it's pierogies or varenika, but we call them varenika. And I stuffed them with sauerkraut, and I made them gluten free, so Logan and I could have them. So that was kind of fun. That was the first time I did that. But we had like 12 various things, and then we go to Logan's best friend is an opera singer, and she sings in her church choir. So we went to that church for Christmas Eve. We've been doing that for a few years. Then Christmas morning we do stockings, and then we go to church, and then we come back and do all the stuff. So this year I tried something brand new, and I made a prime rib roast for the first time, and it was spectacular. It turned out so good. So, and then we just kind of like hung out, did presents. I did watch Die Hard last night. That was how I closed out the evening. It is a Christmas movie.
It is. It is. Now, Shayna, I saw you guys post last night personally the family pictures since 2017. That's very interesting to watch. And 2017 was like a long time ago for Austin.
Yeah.
Man, him and Isaiah.
So cute.
It's cute.
Probably the last time Jason's had Austin on his back, although Isaiah did actually climb. He was 18. He's in the military. He's not a small little boy. He did climb on Jason's shoulders this year to put the angel on the tree. Yeah, but I got to thinking, because to this year's photo, 2017 was our last year. It was just the four of us, because after that we started doing exchange students. We've had Noni since then, and she stayed with us. So we've always had extra kids in our photos. But this year is full. Like, it filled it up, and I was like, I don't know, I'm going to start doing for starting next year. But I got to thinking, like, it's the perfect time to move on and start a new collage of our Christmas family photos, because I am going to have 2 weddings next year in our family. Austin officially proposed to his girlfriend on Christmas Eve at 9 in the morning. And so I will have his wedding at some point this year, and my youngest is getting married in May. So next year starts a new chapter for us, with officially adding new family members into our families.
Well, ain't that exciting? Austin, you've had an eventful Christmas.
Just a little bit, yeah. An unexpected Christmas. I was carrying the ring on me, and had a plan of like, hey, when it's the right time, it's the right time, and just so happened, the night of the 23rd, but early Christmas morning, 12:05 on the 24th, happened to be the right time. Went down, and we've got like a cute little town square area, so been an eventful Christmas after that. Both, went to both of her family Christmases, and two of ours.
Fun.
We've been busy.
So we're going to get started here, and we're going to learn a little bit more about Austin and what he does. And I think it's kind of fun because Shayna's watching her baby grow up and be a contributing member of the team, and it's fun because he's made my life and my job a whole lot easier along the way. And Jenny, I know you love these automations and different things you can do, and I think you and Austin are going to be on the same page here. But Austin, don't mean to put you on the spot, but do you have a favorite scripture?
Man, I don't have it quite memorized anymore, but the first chapter of scripture I ever read was Psalm 91, so that's pretty special to me.
All right, I'll pull up one that I have prepared, and then one of y'all figure out who's going to pray. We'll go for Ephesians 1, 3, and 4. This is out of that little book I used. Give praise to the God and Father of our Lord Jesus Christ. He has blessed us with every spiritual blessing Those blessings come from the heavenly world. They belong to us because we belong to Christ. God chose us to belong to Christ before the world was created. He chose us to be holy and without blame in His eyes. He loved us, and He still does love us. And then the passage on the side here says, "Thank you, Lord, for the greatness of the gifts you bestow on those who trust in you and believe you for their deliverance. You are liberal in your generosity, blessing your people with everlasting life and enduring provision. My cup overflows. Strengthen my hands in doing what is right and good, that my conscience may remain clear, and the faithful assurance of your word will produce blessing even greater than I could hope or imagine. Set my heart and my eyes on the great hope of blessing that you bring with you at the great day of your majesty. Which of God's blessings can you thank Him for today?" And I thought that one, I opened up the book and that page just popped up, blessings. And as I read it, it just kind of, I was looking for something else, but that just kind of stuck. And it's like, okay, I've been trying to practice following Him, and I don't think it was a coincidence that came up. We're at the end of a year, and I don't know about you guys, but I'm exhausted. I mean, I was planning to go into a slow season, and then I turned it into a grow season. And I was kind of getting used to this, embracing the off season to rest and recharge, and that ain't gonna happen this year. We're just going right on, and having a day off in the middle of the week was so re-energizing. I'm still tired, but it gave me time to pause and think, and it was almost more than Thanksgiving, in the gratefulness and the blessings and the Thanksgiving. We watched a movie last night, and it was called The Forge. And in short, it's about a group of men that take in other men as discipleship, and they learn and grow and lift each other up all along. And it just kind of gave me this energy that let's go, let's do this, and remember where I came from, remember who I belong to, who the real CEO of my business is, and who's paving the way. So I thank God for that.
Thank you.
Excuse me. Picked up a little bit of scratch in my throat. Eric, good morning. One of y'all want to do the prayer?
Well, I was pointed to, I was waiting for her finger to come through, but I actually would like to hear Austin pray.
Yeah, I can do that. And I wanted to kind of say a little bit on that. One of my favorite experiences I've been through taught me a valuable lesson. There is no finish line. And so I won't speak too much on the event itself, but essentially teaching the idea that, hey, every day is a new day. Every day is the day of, that's part of the grind. We're going to keep on moving forward. There is no stopping point. There's no, there is no, hey, once I get to Saturday, I'm done. Hey, once I make it to Friday evening, I'm done. When you're in business and when you're in life, it just keeps on rolling every single day. And so when you look for that energy and refreshment, we'll have seasons where maybe it slows down a little bit, but ultimately you've got to find energy and refreshment in your daily life, because that's the only place that you're going to be able to refill your cup. So that popped up. There is no finish line has always been kind of a mantra for me, until the good Lord says I'm done.
Milestones.
Time to keep on going.
You still have milestones. You can still celebrate the milestones along the
Absolutely.
way, and like give yourself a pat on the back sometimes, because especially Joe talks a lot about we're aiming up here, and if we hit here, we're doing better than the people that are sitting on the couch. But sometimes like we're always aiming so high that we forget that we hit some pretty great milestones, and it's fun at the end of the year to reflect on some of the things that you did throughout the year.
Yeah, absolutely. As long as we're keeping in mind, a lot of people will hit those milestones and they'll just stop.
Yeah,
Um,
we made
and
it. Thank you.
and I think that I love the end of the year because we get to reflect, but also plan out the next year. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So
Man.
with that, I'll go ahead and start. God, I want to thank you for this beautiful day. I want to thank you for the opportunity to learn and grow. God, the opportunity to connect with other business leaders, to advance a craft together, to advance the craft that you've given us. And that ultimately is not whatever we're doing with our hands today, God. That's uh, the ability to serve others, the ability to come together as a community and find the best ways to serve the people that you've created, God, the people that you've given us to serve and lead. So I want to thank you for that. I ask that you bless this time that we can come together, learn a little bit, grow a little bit, have a little bit of fun, have a few laughs, and get our day started out right. I pray these things in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Amen. That was great.
So I kind of have this theme here today. We're going to drop a couple extra comments in here. Eddie's watching from New York. And the future most professional servicer of the world. 25. Got you 6 appliance repair. You was mentioning the finish line, and a lot of people are like, I can't wait till 2024 is over. I've had enough of this year, right? And it's like a milestone for us. But just like it doesn't end on Friday or Saturday, it doesn't end on December 31st. It just starts over. And we'll talk more about that in the new year, but it doesn't, all this other stuff don't go away, but it is a milestone at the end of the year that, okay, now I'm going to start looking forward again and move beyond the past. But it isn't a finish line. It's just a mile marker. But there's things. So this week is supposed to be mindset, and Austin is doing something with my office help as the mom, my office manager, that is really, I think, going to open up some capacity in my head as I move on to this next year of my business in a new direction. And it's a big step. So everybody knows I'm losing my office manager, which is not Austin. It's Stephanie. So now I'm making some moves, and I'm going to be running my office. And there's a big thing here when we talk about my office help. That's my office help. They help me. And Austin, I want to just kind of set you up a little bit, but he's kind of like, I don't know what your actual title is, but you're kind of like the technology manager, in my opinion. But
I don't know what my actual title is, so I'll go with that.
we'll let you clean up the mess here in a minute. But the thing is I talk to Austin, and I just tell him all my problems. He's almost like my business therapist. And he's like, okay.
Poor Austin. Good grief.
I
Yeah.
know that's not even Austin's personality type to be that person that just hears the problems but he's a fixer. He finds a way to fix the problem, and he uses automation to do that in a lot of ways. So he uses the tools that are at his reach, and he makes something happen. So with that, I want Austin, tell everybody who you are and your role loosely in my office help, and then we'll roll into this cool thing that you guys got going on now.
Yeah. So, hey, my name is Austin Shadowen. So, Shayna's son. Although, hey, it's I guess it's not 8 o'clock yet. 8 o'clock, 8 to 4:30. I'm not Shayna's son. I'm the vice president of operations here at my office help. Um, but those are just fancy words. The thing that I get to do on a day-to-day basis is help to bring Shayna's vision to life, whatever that is. And so, it looks really different from day to day. Some days it looks like, hey, I'm EJ's therapist. Other days, hey, I'm helping Jenny out with some of the work that we do for her and getting her systems prepped so that our team can operate to their fullest capacity in serving her. And other days, it looks like implementing tech solutions and coming up with different ways that we can elevate the industry through our next level solutions, which is one of our core values here at my office help. So the role can vary quite a bit, but ultimately it comes down to how can I best help to hone Shayna's vision in order to best serve the people that we're working with on a day-to-day basis, both here in-house, our team members, and our extended team through the clients that we have working with us.
Absolutely. That was like it almost sounded like a rehearsed elevator pitch.
Not a rehearsed elevator pitch. It's I have a lot of people ask me what I do, and there is no title that encompasses being Shayna's son.
Is it weird that you call her mom and Shayna, and you are the lead of mom, my office manager?
Uh, I've been working in the business for a little bit over 2 years now. It was weird at first, but we made a hard rule like during business hours, she's Shayna and I'm Austin, and we stuck to that pretty well for a good year and a half, pretty much until I came into the position I'm in now. Um, and you get used to it.
All right, so tell us what is mom.
Yeah, so part of a big part of my job here has been automations. How can we fill holes? How can we, and I've been doing this internally, so on our side, how can we connect different systems that normally just don't quite fit together? Um, and how can we start to speed up some of the processes that might take us a little bit longer? So in doing that, I came to, we hired a team to develop this really powerful tool that takes care of a lot of those automations and makes them easily accessible, particularly whenever it comes to things like texting integrations and processing data, mass marketing through text message and email, coming from systems like House Call Pro. So that's what my office manager is it is a essentially all-encompassing tool that can take any data that you'd like from House Call Pro. House Call Pro outputs it through their webhooks and into our system, and it can do with that data whatever you'd like. So, like I said, those automated text messages, EJ and I have set up pretty extensive campaigns that cover just about every situation for what a customer might be marked in House Call Pro that then follows up with a text message 7 minutes after, a day after, 3 days after, puts them into particular categories for marketing later down the road, sends them automatic tracking links for Google reviews that you can see whether or not they've actually clicked on it. And if they haven't, automatically send them a follow-up text to remind them again the next day, so on and so forth. There's so much that we can do with this. um, Ultimately my goal with it was people like EJ who are stepping into this role of having to take on the management of their office can outsource some of those tasks into the automations that this system gives and create their own office manager.
That's awesome.
Amen. Now, in English, uh, we'll give you a break here. In English, what he does is there's things that I have to remember to do, or that I want to do to deliver the professional level experience that you guys know that I aim for, and this thing does it for me, and I don't have to remember, and even better, coupled with my office help subscription uh, with the my office manager, they actually respond to the text too. So like when I send a text out that says, uh, you know, this is Everett with EJ's appliance repair, I just want to tell you how grateful we are that you chose us. And please let me know personally if there's anything that we could do to make your experience better. Well, we get a lot of replies. And most of them just say, thanks. We appreciate that. Thanks for sending this message, right? A lot of nothings, right? It's nice to see, and I can have access to see it. But if they say, you know what, thanks for messaging, as soon as he left, we actually still have a problem. Or 2-3 weeks later, you know what, now my dryer's doing something now. You fixed the ice maker, great. Now the dryer's doing something. I don't have to stop my day and answer that message. They are handling that. So they go in and they reply and get that person back on the schedule. And some of you out there think about this kind of thing and say, oh my gosh, all the recalls you're going to get. Thankfully, you get a recall, right? Be appreciative of this recall because they know now that you are asking them to let you know if anything's not right, instead of going out and bad mouthing you all over town because you missed one thing, right? Or it's just not quite right yet. I'd want them to get back on the schedule so that we can make this right. Jenny, you being one of the automation people in my life, what do you think of this?
I love it. Anytime you can give people the same experience across the board, I mean, that aligns with my whole Lean Six Sigma thinking too, and actually I have a blog post about it. I think it's called something like you were expecting chocolate chips and you got raisins in your cookie. And it speaks to customer experience. And you want all your customers to have the same amazing experience. You don't want to follow up with some customers and not follow up with other customers. And then you miss an opportunity, like EJ said, to serve them and fix what's wrong and what they're upset about, because that's like a gold mine. If everything goes great, it's great. But when something goes wrong and then you actually show up and fix it and they know that you care that much, that is gold, because then they're going to go on social media and somebody asks if they know anybody that can fix your dryer. They're going to be on there saying, hey, this company really cares. And so having an automation that delivers that to every single customer is huge. And then following back up with it is the icing on the cake, because they give you the feedback and then you don't get back with them. That feels even worse. So you want to make sure you get them on the schedule and treat them special, and they feel special. They don't know that it's an automation. They feel like EJ reached out to them and asked them how their day was. So I think it's phenomenal as far as customer experience and consistency.
So some people out there might be thinking, well, is EJ actually personally doing this? Well, I personally set this up with Austin. I personally decided to tell them. And I personally assigned these people to reply on my behalf. They are in direct conversation with me. So I don't have to look at all of the messages. I can see them. And I do look at most of them. But I am involved. I don't have to actually do the typing and take the time out to do it. I take the time out to teach them how to respond as me. Now, Shayna being the mastermind of my help, what are your thoughts on this, Mom? Did you name it after you or?
No, when we first started using it, we knew that we needed a name for it. And Austin and I actually went to a seminar on this type of product and how to best utilize it. And at that point, we were still trying to figure out how to set it up. So I actually, that's what I spent while I was there. And I think something hit Austin like a rock. And I remember him running into me and saying, Mom, we're calling it Mom, my office manager. So I don't know. You never know. Austin just, I don't know. He's about like me. Like and I just come up with things out of my head. That's what he does too. We just come up with these things. Definitely a visionary, and so it just stuck. Well, we call it Mom, our team, because we use it for um, to actually manage my office help. And so anytime we talk about it, it's called Mom. Don't call it anything else.
So
Well,
not allowed to call you mom, but everybody else calls this.
everybody else can call you mom.
This is everybody's mom.
Something that popped in my head when you were just saying that, Sheena, is I have this pet peeve when people say everything's already been invented and nobody's creating anything new. But when you say that, you're basically stifling any innovation. And this is innovative. If you can take something that is happening in another industry or a software that somebody can offer, and then you can make it work for your specific industry, that's innovative. So I feel like this is really exciting and something new. And even if somebody's doing something, I feel like that stifles all creativity when people say that. So like if you have a new idea of how to do something better, that's still innovation. If you're improving on a process that somebody else already has in place, that's innovation. So if you see somebody else doing something, it doesn't mean you can't do it or make it better. So I applaud you guys for just innovating and doing something really cool for the industry. And don't ever let somebody saying that get you down or stifle any creativity. So I love that your brain works like that. That's how my brain works too. And I get excited when people are solving problems in creative ways like that. So,
Thank
good
you.
job.
Yeah, I think one of my biggest goals when I came into this position at my office help was, what are things that other industries are doing? I had taken several management classes and business courses and been to various seminars, and every one of them was like, look at other similar businesses. What are similar businesses to yours doing? And the fact of the matter is, there aren't many businesses that are similar to ours, if any. And so, I've had to come in with this mindset of the closest thing would be a call center or an answering service, but culture wise, generally those are known to be rough companies to work in and to work with. And so I don't want to take from what they're doing and innovate based off of how can I get closer to that. So we've really looked at, even internally with our team structure, what are people in the appliance repair, electrical, plumbing industries doing? In my networking group that I'm part of, what are business owners that are in totally different industries from anything that we touch on a day-to-day basis? What are they doing on a daily basis that we can learn from, grab from, and start applying into our industry and our clients' industries? Because those are learning points and touch points that are going to take us a step above anybody else, both in our internal operations as well as for our clients. We're representing the people that we work with on a daily basis. When we're sending that text message, we are EJ from EJ's Appliance, right? That's what they see. They don't see the people in the office. They see EJ is sending them this message, whether we say it or not. Um, so how can we learn to best represent people better and better every single day? I think that there's so much to be drawn from other industries that when we stop narrowing ourselves to what have other people done and start opening our minds to, okay, what is everyone else doing? um, we start to be able to innovate. And I think that that's pretty awesome. Um, as far as the name goes, Mom, I was sitting there and this one particular class that I was in regards to how to market and sell, um, uh, you know, software product, was kind of like very narrowed in. If that makes sense, and very like, this is the only way to do it. You have to do it this way, and I don't enjoy classes like that. It stifles creativity. And so I had kind of zoned out and was sitting there just writing names over and over, different acronyms and things that are catchy. And it came down to, when I was a kid, my parents ran a service company and dad was in the field, mom ran the office. Well, what does our product do? Our product runs the office. That's the goal. So for me, my mom ran the office. Hey, a nice tribute to my mom. Mom gets to run the office.
That's awesome.
Love it.
I'm going to try to do something here that I haven't done before. I want to try to share my screen to show them a little bit about it. Is that okay, Austin?
Yeah, absolutely.
We allowed to share?
Sounds like a plan.
I don't know how to do it though. Let me see.
We just have to describe it really well for all the people listening that aren't looking at it, remember?
This one. How's that?
Hey, there it is. Yep.
All right. So this is the first part I want to show you guys. If you can't see it, I don't know how to make it any better. I don't think I do. Maybe. Nope. I don't know how to make it bigger for you, but this is the automation workflow that Austin set up for me. I'm going to click on it here. And this is where it starts. So tell us a little bit about this. What are we looking at right here?
Well, first
Trigger.
I want to, yeah. So basically, this right here, to break it down in simple terms, right? Up at the top, we've got the start of everything. So that trigger is what's coming from House Call Pro, and we can set that up for various different platforms. If somebody's on something other than House Call Pro, it's just that's what you're on right now. So we set it up like that. From there, it creates a contact in this system. So we've got all of their data saved, anything that's in House Call Pro, minus, like things like payment information. But as far as their actual customer data gets transferred over here. And then it breaks from there. So, hey, what type of event was happening in House Call Pro? Was this a tag being placed on a customer? Was this a job completed? Was this, hey, the technician is on my way? What exactly is happening here? And then starts going down the list. So that job completed there is probably my favorite because I think this is where you got really unique and we had a lot of fun. So it'll send that review request right up there at the top. As soon as the job is marked completed, there we go, review request sent, and that's that tracking link that I was mentioning earlier. So you can actually, in a different section of this platform, keep track of all of the review requests that you've sent out, who they were sent to, whether or not that person has actually clicked it, and then look at all of your reviews, manage those reviews, and automatically create AI replies to them, or
We'll get
type
to
out
that
the
part.
replies themselves and have an AI review it. Oh, okay.
We're going to
I'm
get to
jumping
that.
the gun. But you've set it up here to where it'll wait for 17 minutes before sending out another text message there. And what I really like about our automation section is it shows you how many people are currently at each step in the process. So up there, we've got one person that's been sent a review request, and we're waiting for the initial text message right now. 78 people are currently between that first text message and the second text message. Um, so you can actually see visibly in front of you while you're editing this thing, hey, how many people are at each step in the process right now? So 78 people have interacted with this system and are between message number 1 and message number 2. And we just launched this, what, a week ago?
Yeah.
That's a lot of touch points.
Mm-hmm.
So as it goes through, we've just got all this built out to where various touch points happen. We're checking back in with the customer. Is there anything else that we can help with? And then I think you put one in there that was a little bit down the line that is a reminder. There we go. I'm just wondering if you have any friends that may benefit from our services as well. I really enjoyed setting this one up with you because it was not just, how can I get another job, or how can I save this job, or whatever it might be. It's, hey, how can I truly follow up on the service that I've given in order to follow through with my word and ensure that everything was done right the first time. And if it wasn't, come back and fix it.
Now this one is the on the way.
Mm-hmm.
So there's certain things that you can do inside of the CRM, and there's certain limitations. There's much fewer limitations in this. You see how much room we got to go.
Mm-hmm.
And this one, this is where I add that there's a no call, no show fee. And then this is the part I love. Here's some info about us to get to know who is coming. And then I have a hi hello link that has a picture of our team and some of our policies and everything. So that's really fun. And then when we get to the house, before we get out of the van, we send the started text that we've arrived. And don't forget to ask us about the service plan, right? So there's different little things you can do, and you can see here we got a little carried away with the estimate sent. So where I'm selling appliances online and trying to give them an estimate through our CRM, there's a series of things that are going to prompt them to let us know where they are in that process. And then we got the job canceled. So like if somebody books and then cancels, we have a whole string of things too.
And I want to point something out on that job canceled real quick. So for our team, for my office help, we use Slack for just about everything. If you don't know what Slack is, it's just a nice, easy, kind of like Facebook Messenger, but for business. It gives you a lot of useful tools, and one of those is it can integrate in really well with a lot of various systems. And so for us, this actually lets us know the moment a job is canceled, it's going to send a notification into my office manager, which then sends a notification over to Slack, so that we have instant notification. Hey, a job is canceled. Somebody from our team is going to reach out right away. So whether you're using our services or not, simply for this purpose of whatever it is, whether it's by sending yourself a text message, sending yourself a message in Slack, sending yourself an email, using it for that purpose of knowing exactly what's happening when a customer clicks the cancel link or clicks to approve an estimate or whatever it might be, this can help keep you better informed about what's going on in your CRM or field service management platform,
and
without you having to sit there and stare at it all day, every day.
and I'm gonna tell you guys, if you don't mind, Austin, uh, if you are going into slow season and you need every call that you can get, and you can't afford to be losing calls, this is how you help prevent that. So what this does, that Slack message sends straight to our lead in the office, and it says, call them immediately. I don't know which one answered the phone or if they texted in or canceled it online, whatever it is, call them immediately. What is it that caused you to cancel? And they are instructed by me, do what you got to do to get them booked. Is it next day service? Is it same day? If it's possible, let's squeeze it in. If it's price, I'm sorry, that's our price. But we can do different things. So like we have the virtual consultation. We get a chance to try to win that customer back. And we're getting a handful a week that turn around and stay. How much is that worth?
Mm-hmm.
So let's go back to this other, and you can see on the left side,
Yeah.
there's a ton of
Hey,
things.
before you move on from that, I want to point out one thing real quick. Right there, total enrolled and active enrolled. So active enrolled right now, there are 89 messages that are currently in wait status. So
Yeah.
89 customers are currently being processed through this system. On the other side of it, over the last week or so since we've launched it, 1,446 triggers have happened here. 1,446 times this platform has automated some kind of messaging task for you.
That I didn't have to do, but one time.
That's pretty cool.
That is,
Mm-hmm.
so you can see all the different things it can do right now. And so far, we've only set up the two things, I believe. But we've linked my Google account, and it brings in all of the Google reviews to this page. And this backdated. So this particular Google account has 226 reviews. And you can see 223 were positive, 2 were not. And that's in the last 6 months. That's why the number don't match. But it tells you who reviewed or who was requested. And then when they review, it goes here. And it even does the responses, as he was saying. See this here? Replied by Reviews AI. So this one just says wonderful service and nice young man. And it gives a relevant reply. We know from other videos that we've done and working with appliance marketing pros, aka Mike Carson, how much it means to actually get a review and reply. This one here, you could see they gave a lot more information, and the AI did as well. They were professional and down to earth. They quickly figured out the issues with my dishwasher and explained them to me. Adam and his associate, which is our new guy, Joel, were very knowledgeable and explained my options as far as pricing went with parts. They ordered the parts needed and will return to finish once the parts have arrived. Additionally, they were very flexible with my schedule and worked around me needing to reschedule a couple times. Thank you so much for your help so far. And then the AI says, thank you for your kind words. I don't know how to spell the name or say the name. We're glad to hear that Adam and the team provided you with professional service and effectively communicated the options. Your satisfaction is important to us, and we are happy to accommodate your schedule. We look forward to completing the repair for you soon. That doesn't feel like it's coming from a computer. That feels like somebody personally answered that message. And how cool is that, right? So you can see for the last week or so where we've been doing this. And we get a lot of reviews. So taking the time every day, 10, 20 minutes a day to read reviews and reply to them appropriately is hard for me. So how much time does this save me every week?
Mm-hmm.
And they're just coming automatically. You can see here. They're still coming. No, this one was us. I think this is about where we started.
I was going to say there was one for Austin up there, right?
Yep, that was the first one right there.
That was the first one. So, anyways, we'll stop presenting, and we'll kind of go back here. All right, everybody's in the wrong seats now. That bothers me.
There we go.
So,
well, that's cool. That was really cool.
We got to get moving because it is a work day. You can see all four of us. Well, I'm in my house, but I'm in my uniform. We're working today. But if you want to check this out, I'm going to drop the link here in the chat, and you can click on that link and check out a little bit more about it. And if they want to reach out to you personally, Austin, how they do that?
Yeah, best way to get a hold of me would be texting the number, and I'll put it here in the comments as well, 618-681-4030. Or you can email me at austins@myofficehelp.com. Either of those methods, I'll get back to you shortly. And so with this, the link that EJ's putting on there, we're doing a bit of a special. The plan is right now we're getting ready to launch this product. So for anybody that joins on with us now from the Service Alliance, we're doing $250 for a monthly cost with no upfront onboarding whatsoever. That includes a Zoom call with me to get everything set up and us taking care of all the initial automations and teaching you how to use the platform. So $250 a month. This product we're planning on putting somewhere in the $300 to $350 range once all's said and done. So pretty significant discount for getting started now. And all that takes is click that link and then shoot me an email, and we'll get you set up for a free onboarding, get everything taken care of and ready to go for you.
And I want to say something here, Austin, because I'm talking to my people, and to us that don't know you, you're not our people. You're selling us something, right? And I just want to say, I've worked with him personally to figure out what problems this can solve for us, and including the price point. So there's other things in the industries, in the home services industries, that are way more expensive than this. And when I try something new for my business, my target number is 300 or less. And why is that? Because each job on average for me is about 250 gross. So if Austin can help me get one more job per month, it's paid for itself. This is new, and people don't want to take that chance. But what's the likelihood that any of this stuff would get you one more job?
Mm-hmm.
The job canceled, the referrals, the money and time it saves you replying to your reviews. Uh, what is that worth to you? And I'll tell you, just in the last week that we've been doing this, 2 weeks, uh, it's drastically changed for me. And he asked me what I would pay for it. And of course, I always say as little as possible. Right. But honestly, one service call a month, if you think you can get one, it's worth it because it saved you the time also.
Mm-hmm.
I promise you, a dozen is probably a minimum that you're going to get. So reach out to Austin at My Office Help. And I was wondering if we should talk about this as being Shayna's mom so we can make a parody song. Shayna's mom got it going on. I'm not saying. So see if your dad, Jason, if you're watching, see if you can make a parody song.
I think that if he did that, his mother-in-law, my grandma, might kill him.
And she's fun. She's more fun than that. Come on.
Yes.
All right. So, any closing thoughts, guys? We'll start with Jenny.
I think it's awesome. I love it, and I clicked the link, and I see that you also get 7 days for free. So I don't see any harm in just checking it out. Like, if you don't like it, then don't do it. But check it out, see if it can work for you. So I think it's really cool.
Austin's mom.
I don't have any closing thoughts. Just, yeah. Merry Christmas.
That's Austin, aka Shayna's mom.
Well, now, hey, just don't do the whole Austin's mom thing to her. She was Jason's wife for long enough. She's Shayna. She's Shayna from My Office Help.
Were you?
And we're proud of her.
Are you Shayna's son or Jason's son?
Depends on the day.
Yes.
Around here, Jason's son. Around here is in nationwide now. She's got more of a presence. So, but hey, closing thoughts. Like I said earlier, there is no finish line. We're heading into 2025. And I think as a company for My Office Help, our goal is to head into 2025 with that mentality that there is no finish line for our customers, for our clients. You guys are grinding on a day-to-day basis. You guys are getting out there and working hard, for a living to support yourselves, to support your families, to support the folks that work for you. And so joining that team with you, we have the privilege of being part of that grind and keeping on going on a day-to-day basis. So for both of you, thank you for allowing us to be part of that journey. And for any of our clients or anybody who's worked with us in the past that may be watching, thank you for giving me the privilege of being part of that journey with you. So I'll close with that. I don't get to be on here very often, so.
All right. Thank you guys for watching, and thank you, Austin, for coming in and all the work that you've done for me personally with Mom. And man, if you're not interested or you don't at least click the link to see about this, I don't know if you're going into 2025 with the right mindset because the world is moving forward, whether you come or not. And the service industries, as we continue our mission to elevate the industries, people are catching on to these things. There's a thing where you can either be the innovator, the person that comes up with these ideas, and then there's the early adopters,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's the late adopters. I don't know the actual words. Jenny probably does. But you don't want to be the ones that are making these moves late. All right. I love being an early adopter. I'm not good enough to come up with the new ideas, but I like Austin. I pay attention to other industries around us. I see the things that they're doing that works, and I take a chance on if it's going to work for us. I study it, and then I jump. Right, Jenny. I just jump, and I'll tell you, it's one of the things that's working out for me is being among the early adopters of doing these new things. Don't be afraid of AI. Don't be afraid of automations. Don't be afraid of turning over a portion of your business. Just let somebody else manage it. If you're a one-man show and you're not using my office help yet, you're still trying to answer the phone behind the fridge and return calls in the evening, whatever, you're missing out. You're missing out. That's plain and simple. You're probably not doing something that you love when you're on the phone or on the computer. Let them handle it. So thank you guys. Tune in tomorrow for TK and whatever guest he has. It's always fun, Freestyle Friday. And we'll be back. Will we be back next year?
Yes.
We'll be back next
It will
year
be next year.
and next week. All right.